Hello friends, welcome to the Sale Happy Home YouTube channel. Ding, 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 ding. Did you know all of these stupids that are rioting in Minnesota? If you look at as these social media dipshits start panning the crowds, you'll notice that 99.99% of the people that are rioting are white. They're white people that are of subculture, subversive groups. They're not people of color. There are people of color, of course, but 99% of them are white people. The secret police, the Nazis, and the Klan were all white people. Except there was one founder of the Klan that was actually a black man, so look it up. You'll get more info on him. Anyway, and what do these white people do? Well, the secret police and the Nazis, they went into synagogues and churches. They pulled the people, the worshipers, from those synagogues and churches. They unalived and disappeared them forever. And then they burned the churches to the ground after they looted them or took them over to become military headquarters. So a bunch of white rioters stormed a Catholic church yesterday in Minneapolis, disrupting their service, harassing, threatening, and bullying the parishioners. That is what the Nazis and the secret police used to do in the middle of the 20th century when Nazi Germany was on the rise and kicking ass everywhere until we took them out. The Klan is responsible for using Klan tactics such as whistles, loud, raucous music, drums, sirens. What are the stupids in Minneapolis doing? They're using megaphones, drums, whistles, sirens. The KKK would go down the line and alert their members or white people in the communities that something might be happening. So when you run up and you say, "Hey, ICE is coming. Go away, hide," you're violating 1,000,001 federal laws as well as state laws. But again, that's not a peaceful protest. That's a Klansman. So what we have going on in Minneapolis is a trifecta of secret police, Nazi, Klansmen terrorizing Minnesota's citizens in Minneapolis. And Frey and Walz are the linchpins. They're allowing this to happen. Walz and Frey are very, very sick men, mentally ill. I'm not just saying it hyperbole because I know you can say, "God, that guy's really, what a sicko." No, I mean, actually look it up. There are mental health disorders on the books about people who self-hate and self-harm because they're white. And they think that they need to be the whipping boy for every human being that was harmed by a white person going back to the beginning of time. There are guilt complexes that are so profound that they create psychosis in the individuals. They're mentally ill. They're not thinking clearly. They need treatment, assessment, hospitalization, medication, whatever they need. Walz and Frey are mentally ill. They are a danger to themselves and others around them. They need to be committed under a 72-hour rule to get assessed because there's obviously something wrong in their brains. And they have been brainwashed and indoctrinated into the Klan, the Secret Service, and the Nazis. So I guess you could call that trifecta, instead of the KKK, the SNL. Saturday Night Live. Because they're as woke can be. Wow, the irony. I just made an irony. Did you hear that? Yeah, we'll call them the SNL. The secret Nazi, well, SLK, I'm sorry. Where did I come up with the L? My mistake, my misspoke. SNK, the secret Nazi Klan. That is what that group of rioters is. And they are encouraging this, and they are obstructing justice. So I hope they go to jail. They deserve to be separated from their families and removed from society until mental health professionals can get in their brains and figure out what's going on. You know, we hear things about MK Ultra and the secret, the secret labs and stuff in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s in America, where military was conducting secret operations on people using psychotropic drugs and other crazy stuff to see how far someone can push the human brain before it cracks, and how the human brain responds to psychotropics and neuroleptic drugs. And of course, there was, in the 60s, the infamous movie The Manchurian Candidate, which was redone, where I believe Denzel Washington played the candidate in that, where they used mind control to create weapons. It's not new news. There's a lot of fiction out there. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of documentaries done on mind control and how it's used to make super soldiers and how it's used to convince people. This has happened over and over and over and over again. The DC sniper, that motherfucker indoctrinated a young man, a minor, I think he was 15, to go out and kill people, randomly kill people. Indoctrination is real. And that's what's happening. These people are sick. They are indoctrinated Manchurian candidates, not by our government, but by a government under walls and fray. Have you noticed how we have the Twin Cities here in Minnesota? St. Paul and Minneapolis are called the Twin Cities, right? So we got the Twin Cities here. And what I find interesting is that all of this stuff that's happening in Minneapolis, and not once has St. Paul risen up and said, oh my God, our sister city. Where's the mayor? I think it's some stupid woman now. I think she was mentioned once briefly. St. Paul's crickets. Isn't that interesting? How the city next door isn't even standing up for you. They're staying out of this because they know better. We also have to keep in mind the hypocrisy of Frey and Walz, which is they have security, they live behind gates, they get the pleasure and benefit of the security at the public facilities in which they do their jobs that we taxpayers pay for. So they're not out there in the streets. They can scream and holler and hate police all they want because they're insulated, just like Kami Mamdami. These are insulated, silver spoon pigs who do not know what it means to live in the real world. They live in a world, a lofty world that we don't have access to. They are using you, manipulating you, brainwashing you, turning each of you into Manchurian candidates. So, to the SNK, you keep screaming that ICE is Nazis. They're not Nazis. They're just stopping you from being a Nazi, and you don't like it. Boo-hoo. Go home. Look at your employer's contracts. Make sure that you're not putting your job at risk. If you have one, most of you are probably unemployable due to existing mental health issues. So, great job there, mental health institutions. Thank you for putting all of these lunatics back on the street. And until next time, do good.